make such a huge difference in how quickly you grow as a player.
Very, very big difference here. But again, this has been one of the few can actually chase down their opponents potentially.
Your team is
Ooh, I thought it was going to be something like a Hylo's first pick when the Matilda was banned out, but they go for the Cho straight away.
I have no issues with this. I think Cho as a first pick is really, really powerful right now. Now that we've seen, the nerfs actually coming through onto Lord Suyo, we don't have the penultimate pick anymore. I mean, there's still Jushin, but we have enough bans.
Yeah, Susan not gonna really see much of the light of day here, but Bruno and Gatot are very effective opening from Dfyg. It does lean them a little bit towards wanting to get more of an early game advantage, and I do hope that they have a secondary initiator to pair up with this Gatot, but so far, so good.
I like the way that they're thinking here. I'm guessing that Dfyg are going to go lead more in towards comfort side to play around home and try to get the resources necessary. Because in that previous game on that Granger, you play more like a support until you have your 3 items, right? You use that Death Sonata to finish off kills, if not, supplement the initiators, as it does have a slow effect when it connects.
Yeah, so I think now that he is on the Bruno instead, he should be able to contribute to fights a little bit more, but against a Natan, it's going to be rough because this hero scales up so quickly and so terrifyingly.
Yeah, and it just makes Winds of Nature an unoptimized item for you as a marksman. Now you don't have the defensive capabilities to protect yourself against the Natan. The most you can do is probably the Malefic Gun to try and outrange him, as long as you don't get hit by the CC. Now, Suyo getting locked in for the red side of Dfyg. They can ban the Alpha out against TNZ, but I think that TNZ still has plenty of options. He can still play the Nolan, he can still play the Leonore.
And he did a great job with the Ling on day 1 as well, so these are all possibilities that he can play for. I think Dfyg can definitely try to get a snowball going with the Suyo and Gatot, since that would create some good pressure early on, but they gotta be a little bit careful because the Cho and Hylos can really punish outsider positioning.
Hayabusa going to get followed up ban by the red side here. Want to get rid of the assassins early on to make sure that they have an opportunity in this game here. But they need something punishable because Cho is on the other side, right? As much as Suyo doesn't want to get hit by the way of the dragon during these neutral takes, they probably will need a stronger initiation duel. I'm just not entirely sure what it's going to be.
Well, something they can even consider is going for the Valentina, right? And then stealing either Glorious Pathway or Way of the Dragon to maybe kick things off, pun not intended. But is that the path they would want to go for? It requires a good deal of mastery.
It's a tough call. It's a really tough call. Because again, yes, the Way of the Dragon is great, but it puts Valentina in danger to try and make the play. It's not like a penalty zone where you can kind of throw yourself into it, or a Glorious Pathway, which I think are very safe ults and still high impact.
I think if they want to play it safe, then Vexana and Aurora are still going to be open. Both are not too bad in dealing with rundown compositions. So I think Aurora is a bit harder to play against something like Cho just due to his mobility. They will ban the Loyi, so once again, making sure that they don't have to worry about all the teleports happening across the map, though Chip is still on the table.
Yeah, Chip is still on the table, and I feel like the Dfyg want it, but at the same time, it's a little hard to say, because it was Ulfhednar being the ones who banned it out. And keep in mind, red side gets first pick in the second phase, so this is their option. Do they want to ban it out the Chip, or no, they lead into the Vexana?
Yeah, so it looks like they agree that Aurora, while good at dealing with Hylos, is less effective against something like the Cho, while Vexana is a bit more universal, so they decide to get rid of that instead. Now Dfyg are going to need to make a choice. Do they want to blind pick their mid laner here? Because the alternative would be revealing where this Gatot is going.
Tough options. Tough options. What would I go for? I guess I would just show my mage here first, right? But then, how bad could it go? Because it still feels like Ulfhednar probably are looking to play maybe that Farsa one more time. Actually, no, maybe not. The Gatot could just ult right on top of her.
Oh! No way, okay. Okay. Got a little bit of an ego challenge here from E1. We have to note this is a player that is very, very talented. It has even been touted by casters in China that E1 actually doesn't train all that much. He's just built a little bit different. He even has a nickname over there, right? I believe they called him a Pajama Boy because he always showed up wearing pajamas.
Hey man, he's got his priorities straight. He keeps himself healthy. I bet he only gets sick once every 4 years.
Maybe so, right? There's just something different about people like this.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting to see. Now, I don't know if Ulfhednar is going to bring out the classic counter to this Barca being the Croc, but maybe that's a little far-fetched here. Dolan is available, but they also made sure to get the Valentina. Now, this is going to be really, really fun, because again, Valentina has a number of ults to steal. It's either you steal away the Feathered Airstrike, or maybe look to cancel it yourself with the Worldie or Guardian of the Avatar.
It does technically mean that Ulfhednar still has the Feathered Airstrike Glorious Pathway combo from game number 1, so E1 gonna need to mind his positioning and make sure to notify his team if Rosa has access to his ultimate.
Final pick coming in for Dfyg. Is it going to be... I mean, they could consider picking up Chip here, but that would mean that Gata would have to go into the EXP lane. Won't be able to clear the wave as... Actually, there's the wave decently quick, almost at the same time as Tro, but at least he has like a semi-global
One
ultimate.
thing is the beginning of
Whoa! Why? I mean, Esme is not bad against Cho, right? Because Cho plays around shields a little bit, so you can steal them away, but outside of that, I don't really see her value.
Pull up the screen here to look at the full compositions one more time. So it's all about peel and responsiveness against the ULFer Dfyg.
Oh, you also remember what I mentioned about Gatot being the main form of initiation. There's just nothing to keep them inside the Feathered Airstrike. Esme doesn't really help in that regard. But let's see if Dfyg can surprise us once again. Right now, Ulfhednar, one game away from confirming their ticket to the wild card finals. Let's see who takes it as we return to the Land of Dawn for game number 2.
All right, it's going to be Ulfhednar on the blue side up against Dfyg Yanghua on the red side. Now, I think the only hold on, Bishu is taking a lot of damage here, forced out to use his retribution, sorry, not retribution, his revitalize super early.
Yeah, even E1 taking a lot of abuse, so looks like Rosa has a little bit of a bone to pick to what they did to them at the start of game 1.
Exactly, even going for the impure rage to really make that damage stick despite having rejuvenate being buffed here. But as the early game is going to start progressing relatively quick, oh my god.
Alien just jumped straight into 4 members of the Dfyg, knowing that Apex has to revitalize to keep him topped up, and PCU does not. So Apex 47 gets the first blood, but Zed gets the return kill now, but very, very low on HP. Here comes TNC with the delayed engage. Fracture, Kill VJ survives it, and now Zed switches his sights to Rosa. Can he get the swing? No! Rosa dodges it, but not Yi1. So Rosa will fall.
That was an interesting set of fights here. Again, both sides looking to struggle and fight against each other to gain tempo early on, but KLVJ, wait.
Oh, Alien showing him how it's done. This Esmeralda, while she can do some damage early, she's still not known to be a lane dominator.
I mean, her base damage is extremely low, and she only gets better later in the game, and then it's going to be basically unplayable for Alien from that point onwards, right? I am curious what KLVJ is eventually going to build. I don't know if he's going to go for like Thunderbelt first, or if not, and go for a full tank build. If not, go for the traditional Esme build.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen this hero. Apex 47 though already zoning out to PCU as well as Zed here off the turtle. Zed gonna go ahead and start working on his buff, but because TNC already started it quite a while ago, he is clearly in the lead EXP wise.
Double checking the item build so far. KLVJ currently, it looks like he might just be going straight. I mean, it could be an anti-cuirass for all I know, just like similarly to the previous game. Or it could just be the Thunderbelt. Hard to say, but he's not going for tier 2 boots.
Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Yi1 not going to be able to escape. Feathered Airstrike used against him to set up the kill for TNC. Blade Surge connects on Alien. A good taunt into Revitalize on both sides. Glorious Pathway slowing down Dfyg to the 2-man Jeet Kundo. And here comes Rosa as well. But Dfyg surviving a lot of it. Kill VJ using his Purify to get away and allowing Zed to finish off Apex 47 in return. PCU looking for another opportunity. Misses the Avatar the Guardian, but Zed will get the turtle. And E1 secures the kill on Cho with a Feathered Airstrike.
Unfortunate indeed, but still, Dfyg is walking away with a 1.3k lead, and Sunshine actually taking a pretty bad trade. Lung is doing a great job.
He wants Sunshine. Sunshine knows he's already dead. He's just gonna pop a cheeky recall there. Apex 47, bit too late to the party, so a huge gold injection to Long.
Yeah, Lung is actually dominating this lane. He's like a full level ahead against Sunshine, now 2 levels ahead on top of the extra surge of gold.
Up now, Alien and Apex being chased down. Alien using Flicker, Apex using ult so that they can get away. Dfyg upping the ante.
They're going to continue this. I'm expecting the lane swap to happen pretty early on here, but they might as well take away jungle camps at the same time from TNZ.
By the way, something we didn't point out, Long has Master Assassin, so he is straight up aiming to win the 1v1 in the gold lane.
I mean, he always goes for Master Assassin. I'm not too surprised with that. But especially for Sunshine, he's got to be a little careful. I thought he would be able to go even against him, but considering that a lot of these fights have been happening on the opposite side of the map and not really getting the gold laners involved, he has been kind of isolated.
And that's exactly what Long wants, right? Master Assassin 1v1, and he is coming out on top there, so that's really nice for him. Sunshine already one level behind. Glory's halfway used defensively again, but they catch the stun on TNZ into the feathered airstrike. A beautiful combo by Dfyg.
Oh man, really good stuff here. That falling star move coming in from Kiel VJ to kick things off, and that's what I wanted to talk about, right? The initial engagement is going to have to come from Zed and as well as Kiel VJ. It is a micro stun, but don't worry, Sunshine should fall
Look
next.
at their positioning on Sunshine, making sure to watch both sides of Entropy. Another kill by Dfyg.
And the snowball is getting kind of big here. It's a 3.9. It's going to turn into a 4K pretty quick.
And the turtle just respawned as well. Dfyg in the perfect position to start working on it. PCU gonna scout out Apex in the brush. Not sure if they saw TNC, but Alien gets in, gets the kick, not in the right direction, but just to get Zed off the turtle. Not successful though, as now Alien drops low. Blade Surge connects on one, that's TNC, and Kill VJ comes in to finish him off. Tianfeng Yao Guai in dominance in the 5th minute.
Yep, turtle already in their hands, now turning into a 5K lead. If mid tier 1 falls, the next 4 minutes is going to be hell for Ulfhednar.
This is what we talked about, right? Returning to the fundamentals. Tianfeng Yao Guai showing us how it is done and shocking the world. Putting up an amazing early game against the fan favorites.
It's not over until it's over just yet there. Ulfhednar really need to scale into this game. Like Sunshine especially is going to need more core items with only one completed item in that Feather of Heaven. It's not going to be enough until he has Starlium Sight as well as the Holy Crystal. Speaking of which, cutting back to KL VJ, it looks like he's already finished his T2 boots and as well as his Thunderbelt.
A Thunderbelt on the Esmeralda. I'm very curious to see what the rest of his build is going to be, because it's been such a long time since we've seen this hero in the EXP lane. Long though, just finishing the Berserkers near a 2k gold lead on Sunshine. This is going to be a problem for Ulfhednar.
Yeah, they are currently, they're really, really poor here, and Dfyg are not letting their foot off the gas.
Feathered airstrike, zoning them away from the mid-tier 2. Alien actually gets stunned midway through his combo and has to just back away. Not able to start the fight. Meanwhile, Zed, 1v1 with Sunshine. Blade Surge connects right into the kill 2. Unstoppable streak for Zed on the Suyo.
Things are starting to fall apart really quickly for Ulfhednar as the Dfyg Yao Guai has continued to make sure that they are punishing them. Walk into the jungle? No. We're taking half your life. Minimum. Be isolated. We've got a man on the job already.
This is a total reversal with Tianfeng Yao Guai controlling the side of the map. Ulfhednar are not able to safely walk into their own jungle. This Farsa being such a good zoning tool. Falling Star Moon right on top of TNC. AOG connects on Apex. PCU instantly walks away. Glorious Pathway slowing down the FYC, but they no longer have a tower to play around, so they're able to get out just fine.
And that's how you utilize their ultimates to get free structures against your opponents. That's what you want to see here. Now, 7.6k lead, last turtle already, and I mean, Dfyg Yao Guai are getting very close to setting up a checkmate angle against Ulfhednar.
This is the first time Ulfhednar has been in this situation, the entire wildcard group stage, and it is at a very unlikely opponent. China showing us that they are here to play MLBB.
See how the response from Turkey is going to be. Oh!
Ooh, a beautiful dodge! Kill VJ perfectly timed to escape the stolen AOG.
Okay, I mean, he was looking for an angle here, but an interesting way to potentially try and punish. Not going to have the IMU for this upcoming fight. Dfyg Yao Guai almost guarantee this board for free unless TNZ is able to steal it away from Zed despite being 2 levels down.
Dfyg start things off, taunting Apex, already at half HP. Zed gets them toward. Just a really clean play right now. Ulfhednar just has to settle with allowing Sunshine to push the bottom lane.
And he's going to be able to do that, no problems whatsoever, right? They're trying to intercept, even sending TNZ to try and slow down KLVJ. And as soon as he's passed, he quickly takes the recall.
Long just finished Malefic Gun as well, so this is where Bruno really becomes a problem to have to deal with. You can see how confidently he is able to position right outside the Ulfhednar base. Alien gets taunted! Wrong time, wrong place! A free kill for Long, and Feathered Airstrike just to make sure no backup can reach him.
Nicely anticipated, really nice here. Their moment, I'm guessing that Alien's movements were a little readable from Dfyg, right? They're coming in extremely prepared, and here we go!
AOG comes in, lands on Apex, followed up by the falling Star Moon. Rosa nearly dies, able to flicker away from Long just in time, but that's the battle spell gone. That's the mid inhibitor gone. Lord still alive at 40%. Dfyg Yao Guai instantly switch over to the top inhibitor. The Fracture does nothing to PCU, and Yi1 continuing to zone with the Feathered Airstrike. Dfyg Yao Guai putting up a masterclass in base siege.
This is how you siege a base. They're not even utilizing their ult all at once. They know that they have such a big lead that they can't lose their initial engagers. So throw the Geo away, zone them away from these turrets. We still have the Feathered Airstrike as a deterrent, and not to forget, if the Falling Star Moon connects on anybody, they're almost guaranteed to die if all three of their members are ready to jump at them.
I really have to say, I am loving the willingness of Dfyg Yao Guai of just throwing cooldowns to make something happen every single time their abilities are up, and the timing of which they combo them together. This is a well-oiled machine.
I mean, it's looking good for now. Things could easily change. One single mistake could easily turn this 10k lead back down to a 5k lead.
We haven't seen Ulfhednar have to come back from a deficit yet, so this is going to be a demonstration here. They get the stun on Zed, not able to continue with the Feathered Airstrike. Even Apex taking so much damage. Falling Star Moon drops him to 40%. Top inhibitor will fall. Alien not able to get the kick. Stolen Feathered Airstrike really just tickles Dfyg Yao Guai. Fracture almost takes out Long, but he's able to survive. And they just walk out. They've achieved what they wanted.
Yep. Man, next Lord is going to be so important for Ulfhednar. If they can just drag this out, maybe they have an opportunity. But it's a 10k gold lead, 11 minutes into the game. Nobody is strong enough.
Oh, KLVJ cuts off Alien in his own jungle. Monster kill for Zed. Level 14, 6-0-4 on the Suyo.
This is starting to look really unplayable here. KLVJ completely outscales Alien at this stage of the game, not to mention that he's already 3 levels up on him.
Sunshine is the only hope Ulfhednar have, and he's so far behind in farm. He is only level 11. There is nowhere on the map for him to get gold.
He does not have a Holy Crystal as well. He's only got a single wand for now. At this point, Dfyg just need to keep Ulfhednar in their base, as they just need their jungler as well as gold laner to take this Lord without thinking about it.
And now TNZ gonna be caught out again. Yi1 coming over, Falling Star Moon lands, but Alien gets the cake onto the Parsa, so Yi1 has to flicker out. In the meantime, PCU just holding the front line, and Zed picking off Sunshine by himself in the top lane. Play third, going to miss. TNZ, look at how much damage he takes just from a single ability.
Yeah, it's starting to really hurt here, but at this point, the end is nigh.
Minion wave pushing in mid. Does Dfyg Yao Guai want to go for the end right now? There's still one in his standing. Zed almost dies, but a beautiful Feathered Airstrike into the sun. TNZ almost dies. Legendary streak for Zed. And now, Dfyg Yao Guai will bring it to a full series as they take game 2 from Ulfhednar.
Woo, that was one hell of a game, and they're making this snappy and fast. Great stuff here as the early game fell into the hands of Dfyg, and honestly, a very unique draft. We're seeing the Farsa pop up in this series, but also an Esmeralda?
I didn't think the Esmeralda would be as effective as it was, but the timing of KLVJ was perfect. I literally one by one in such quick succession.
Very quick succession. I mean, let's look at these highlights one more time, because again, this was the most decisive fight. This early game fight that was honestly getting out of control because of how long it ended up dragging. And this actually works out for KLVJ, because again, he's playing Esmeralda, so he is completely fine trying to slow down everybody as they push through. And now, unfortunately, he ends up dying later down the line, but the amount of kills, the amount of gold being achieved by Zed specifically, that's when it started to snowball out of control.
I even question if the miss on the Suryo third skill was intentional, just to cut off Rosa's escape combined with the Farsa, right? So, like, you can see the communication is there. You can see just how clean it is. Ulfhednar definitely made a huge mistake over-committing to the kill initially and giving Zed way too many kills under his belt early.
Yeah, man, it's just really unfortunate for Sunshine here. Really needed him to step up, but unfortunately was denied so many of these opportunities. And even for TNZ, right, it looks like his position was compromised very, very often just because of the amount of